What kind of maps are Texas Republicans ultimately going to get across the finish line? Well, I guess that just depends if Texas Democrats are going to leave Illinois to go back to the Lone Star State to take care of official business they were elected to do. We got the latest debate here on what is the political issue of the summer, gerrymandering. Welcome in to Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop, here with you each and every weekday morning live. All right, so we've talked about the gerrymandering debates really for, 2 full weeks, with Governor J.B. Pritzker getting involved by harboring, absconding Democrats from Texas, fleeing that state to avoid a quorum so that Texas Republicans couldn't pass a new map to give Republicans more control in Congress. Wasn't just that the Texas Democrats were blocking. They were also blocking votes on relief for a recent fatal flood that hit Texas. So that as well has not happened. So in that, you had the Democrats flee from Texas to Illinois, which is kind of interesting because you got taxpayers fleeing Illinois to Texas and moving there permanently. It's just a fascinating dynamic to sit back as a neutral observer and watch this. But the debate continued about, is Texas going to do this? If so, what are Democrats going to do in response? While all that debate's going on about, are they going to redraw these political maps to give either Republicans favor or Democrats favor in these states, you have a lawsuit that the House of Representatives from Texas filed in Illinois to try and get a arrest warrant recognized in Illinois to arrest the absconding Texas Democrats to take them back to Illinois. Well, a judge recently made a ruling in that case with State Senator Jill Tracy from Illinois as the local counsel. I connected with her yesterday at the Illinois State Fair to get an update.
Well, Judge Larson made a ruling, and we're interpreting it as being a ruling solely on our petition for emergency relief, immediate relief. And we consider our primary petition still pending. And so at the time being, the special session in Texas is about to end. I know that Governor Abbott is going to call another special session.
So we could see another special session fight, or Texas Democrats, are they going to go back and actually, have a debate about this and stand up or down for whatever issue they want to take part in officially in the Texas legislature, not during news conferences in states far, far away, complaining about gerrymandering from a state that's heavily gerrymandered. Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday, after a bill signing ceremony, which a bill the small business community says is only going to make Illinois less competitive, the governor, he was asked about the map-making process and the prospect that Texas is looking to not just get 5 extra Republican seats, but possibly 8 or 9 Republican seats extra. Here's the governor.
Look, it's just proof that this is all about cheating, right? This was a special session that was called in Texas for the purpose of providing relief to flood victims and the families of people who died. And now the Republicans, Donald Trump is leading it, are attempting to take away 5, 8 seats from black and brown people and from, frankly, people across the United States. So it's just more evidence that this was all a political ploy from the beginning.
And Pritzker obviously saying that his biggest problem is this is mid-decade, even though I don't think there's any rules against it's just kind of a norm thing, right? So Pritzker also asked about, well, what's Illinois going to do? Right? I mean, Texas is going to do some more Republicans. California apparently is moving towards the process of changing their maps in response. Could Illinois do anything like that? Can we even squeeze any more out of Illinois? Because right now, you've got Illinois having 17 congressional seats, which we keep losing congressional seats because we're losing population, something the governor regularly denies. But, I mean, you look at how many seats we had in Congress back in the 1990s to now, and it's like 3 or 4 seats we've lost because of lost population. Regardless, the governor says that, listen, Illinois Democrats aren't making a new map right now, but I guess everything's on the table, he said.
Look, we have to see what actually happens in Texas. So there's been no movement forward, but as you know, we've left all the options on the table. Our first option, which we took, which was to house and protect the Texas House Democrats, and as long as they want to stay, we will do that. And then we'll have to consider what happens in Texas and what happens in California also in order to consider what our next steps are.
This is going to heat up even more and more. We'll be watching it all, obviously. But yesterday at Republican Day at the State Fair, I talked to Illinois Senate Minority Leader John Curran about the issue of gerrymandering, and, he shared his thoughts.
Illinois Democrats, and specifically Cook County Democrats, could teach a master class in this country on partisan gerrymandering. When you look at their map, when at the top of the ticket in 2024 won 44% of the vote, and our congressional maps are 14-3. The reality is, when Governor Pritzker talks about redrawing the maps, no one takes him seriously because they couldn't do it in a more partisan way than they've already done it. So ultimately, this is on the governor. He broke his promise to voters to veto any gerrymandered map. Instead, he signed it, not once, but twice. And all that does is take away choice and disenfranchise voters throughout the state of Illinois.
It's John Curran, the Senate Minority Leader, talking about map making in the state of Illinois and just what exactly the outcome is going to be in all of this. Not sure. But back to Jill Tracy, again, the local counsel, a state senator in Illinois, acting as the local attorney for the Texas House of Representatives, suing in the state.
I think the Texas.
She says that she's confident this could possibly be resolved by the Texas Democrats just going back to do their job.
That I think the Texas legislators are talking about returning to Texas for the next session. That's been our goal all along. They have critical business to take care of, and they need to perform their official duties, which is the sole reason that I wanted to be local counsel. And from my perspective of being a elected official myself, you got to abide by your oath and show up.
We'll keep you updated. It's Illinois in Focus Daily, each and every weekday morning. Programming note, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday next week here for Illinois in Focus Daily.